Hello, everyone. My name is Ayden Hoff, and this is Football Fanatic. And on Football Fanatic, I talk about anything NFL. And on this particular episode, I will be previewing certain games, giving my game picks, and dissecting the current playoff picture. Alright, let's start with previewing certain games. And just as a note, these predictions were made before and during week 10, not this week, which is week 11. So let's get into it. I know this game will already be over by the time I release this, but Patriots-Falcons, the Thursday night game. Well, again, when this was made, both teams were in the playoff picture. And for the Patriots, was this a surprise that they're there? The way Mac Jones is playing, yes, I didn't expect him to play this good. I don't think anyone did. The defense and the coaching of the Patriots, no, they've always been good. That's what we expected. Was it a surprise that the Falcons were in the playoffs? Yes. Matt Ryan this year, he showed he still got it. And the pass catchers have also shown that they're fine without Calvin Ridley. This is a Super Bowl 51 rematch. Everyone knows that's probably why it's the Thursday night game. And for my pick, it's a little bit of an upset, but I think the Falcons get revenge and beat the Patriots 28-24. Packers and the Vikings. This is a classic good divisional matchup. There's not too much to talk about here. It's going to come down to the wire like every Vikings game, but the Packers with Aaron Rodgers are going to beat the Vikings 31-28. Colts-Bills. This was a 2020 wild card match where the Colts lost. It was close though, and now this is a crucial game for both teams. The Colts need this win to make a playoff push, and the Bills need this win to stay atop the AFC East. I do think this is going to be a defensive game, a low-scoring game, but I have the Bills at home over the Colts 14-10. Alright, Bengals, Raiders. If the Bengals are going to make the playoffs, they're going to need this to stay atop the AFC, and the Raiders, same thing. It's going to be a big AFC brawl that could have huge potential playoff implications, but of course I have the Raiders bouncing back this week over the Bengals 34-28. Alright, Cowboys at Chiefs. This is going to be a great game. Well, that's what we think. I hope it's going to be a great game. Both teams are going to need this one. It should also be a close one. I don't think it will be though. I have the Chiefs over the Cowboys 35-21. The Chiefs have their offense going for a second straight week, and the Cowboys are going to lose in big fashion for the second time in 3 weeks. Alright, now for the Sunday night game, Steelers-Chargers. Again, this seems to be the theme of this week. Both teams need this game. It's another big AFC brawl. The things to look for in this game is the Steelers' D. Can they stop the Chargers' offense? And can this Chargers defense get to Big Ben? Those are going to be big important things to look for in this game. And for my pick, I have the Chargers at home over the Steelers in a rather low-scoring game, 21-17. For the Monday night game, Giants at Bucks. This was a Week 8 Monday night game last year, and it's a Week 11 Monday night this year. I don't know what's so appealing about this one in the NFL, but it was a close game last year. And I know I picked the Bucs to blow out Washington, and they didn't. They lost, but I'm going to go for that narrative again. This game is going to be different than it was last year. The Bucs are going to win by 11 at home against the Giants, 35-24. You can see the current NFL schedule and the schedule for the rest of the year at NFL.com. That's my preview of a few games, and now let's dissect the current AFC playoff picture. The AFC playoff picture. What teams will stay? What teams will go? What teams will sneak in? And which teams are a lock? And again, this current playoff picture is as of Saturday, November 13th, 2021, so it will be different by the time this comes out. But let's get into it. The number 1 seed is Titans, number 2 is Ravens, 3 is Chargers, the 4th seed is the Bills, the Raiders are at 5, Steelers are at 6, and the Patriots are seed 7. This is a very odd playoff picture. In my mind, I don't think any of these teams are a lock to make the playoffs, though the Titans are probably the closest. And I think any current team that's in this picture could get the number 1 seed except the Steelers or Patriots. And on the Steelers, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Teams like the Chiefs, Browns, Bengals, or even maybe even the Broncos could sneak in instead. For the Patriots, they could stay in there. I think it might be like a 50-50 chance. And looking at the overall picture, any team could win the AFC West, so that means there's a couple teams that could just be in the top 4, and then we could have 2 teams, maybe even 3, I could be in the wild card. And any team could win the AFC North too, even though the Ravens are currently atop. This is anyone's division. I'm not 100% confident in the Ravens. They almost lost to some really bad teams and they lost to the Dolphins on Thursday night. The overall picture can change and probably will change a lot. And like I said, I'm not 100% confident in any of these teams really to stay there. Most of them probably are, but I'm not 100% in any team. You can look at the playoff picture and how it's going to change and all of that at NFL.com. And that's the current AFC playoff picture. Now let's dissect the current NFC playoff picture. The NFC playoff picture: what teams will stay, what teams will go, what teams will sneak in, and which teams are a lock. This playoff picture is as of Saturday, November 13th, 2021. So let's just get into it. The current playoff picture is as follows: Cardinals at number 1, Packers at number 2, Bucks at number 3, Cowboys at number 4, Rams at 5, Saints at 6, and Falcons at 7. This playoff picture is also odd. The Rams are supposed Super Bowl favorites, and they're in the 5th seed. The Cardinals also already beat the Rams once. Seeds 1 through 5 are a lock, in my opinion, not in that exact order, but those 5 teams, the Cardinals, Packers, Bucks, Cowboys, and Rams, I think are locks to make the playoffs. And I think seeds 6 through 7 are open to about anyone. It could be the Saints or Falcons, like the teams already in, or it could be the Panthers or Vikings sneak in. I know the Panthers just pull off a huge upset against the Cardinals. This picture is more set and more direct than the AFC ones, and currently there are 3 NFC South teams in the playoff picture, which kind of leads to the question, could someone steal a division from the Buccaneers? I think the Saints could, but they're probably the only team, though. I don't think the Falcons could, and probably not the Panthers either. This, again, is a very interesting playoff picture to watch as the rest of the season unfolds. It would be pretty awesome to see the Falcons make the playoffs if they did, but I'm not putting my money on it. And again, just like the AFC one, you can find this playoff picture and everything you need to know on NFL.com. And that's the current NFC playoff picture, dissected. Thank you for listening to Football Fanatic today. On this episode, we previewed some Week 11 matchups and dissected the current playoff picture. Next week, I'll be doing the same thing, except I will also be talking about the latest headlines. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave a like. It really helps me out. Thanks again for listening. Stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.